The elves stand alone no longer. Hey, what up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to this epic Third Age 3 vs 2 siege battle. Me and Pixelated Apollo played this battle on his live stream. It was such a good battle that I decided I had to go and do the replay and bring it to you guys. Unfortunately, the last 4 to 5 minutes of the battle desynced, meaning them last 4 to 5 minutes at the end of this replay might be a little bit wacky, might change how actually the battle happened, I don't know. I think it's different every single time, so besides that, this is a glorious replay, and I mean, it might even be even more epic at how it ended in the actual battle. I'm not too sure, but the rest of the battle is definitely worth watching. It was just kind of unfortunate it did desync, so we don't really know how the battle is gonna officially end. However, all the lead up to it is still just as glorious. So, me and Pixelated Apollo are doing like a reinforcement style battle. Apollo is defending as the High Elves right now, or the the Silvan Elves, sorry. Apollo is defending as the Silvan Elves. He has a pretty decent force of just elven archers and spearmen. We were about at a 20k disadvantage, I think we gave ourselves, because we're defending the city. So Apollo is playing the Silvan Elves. I am playing as the Dwarfs, which have the order to reinforce the actual position. After 10 minutes, I believe we set the time limit to. So after 10 minutes, my Dwarven army will move in, and we are up against 3 Uruk-hai players, or 3 Isengard players, I should say. They have Uruk-hai in their army, but yeah, we're up against 3 Isengard armies, so not bad units. Normally, you know, the evil factions do suffer, but Isengard are definitely one of the strongest evil factions, hands down. These guys are extremely elite, and they have brought a whole arsenal of warriors ready to fight us. So let's run through the army comps really quickly. If you want to skip this, you can go and click the timestamp in the description, and that should take you straight to the beginning of the battle, even though you can kind of hear it in the background, but I promise you guys we won't miss anything. So, the army comps. Pixelated Apollo, as I said, is playing the Silvan Elves. He is taking a whole range of spearmen and archers. Mainly archers, obviously, because his main objective here is to slow down the Isengard players. So, he has some Silvan heavy spearmen, some more up here. He has the Silvan heavy archers. These guys are extremely good at shooting arrows and at getting into melee combat. That's one of the things the Elves are really nice at, is the fact that they can go into melee. Pretty much all of their units are half decent in melee. Then we have the Silvan Elves. These are just the Sentinels of the Woodland, just a basic archer force. He has a catapult back here, and then finally he has some of these axemen, these woodland warriors. I remember these from Tug of War. They were definitely a potent force. And then finally, to make up the rest of his army, he has some of these Silvan spearmen, which are good at forming. I think they can form shield trom, I believe, so they're going to be okay at kind of holding the Isengard player back. And then he obviously also has some more archers unleashing hell on top of this hill. Then if we look at my army, which is reinforcing, which won't come to the battlefield until 10 minutes into the battle, we have 2 units of Dale Cavalry. We have some Iron Crossbowmen. These guys are obviously pretty potent, and they're pretty decent in melee combat as well. Then we have 2 units of Dragon Slayers, some of my most elite heavily armored infantry. We have some Dwarven Noblemen. This is my general right here. That is me leading the troops forward. We have some Axemen of Erebor. They're a really good armor-piercing unit. Some Iron Guard, which are my best infantry at charging. We have some Vault Wardens. These are my pikemen. And then finally, I believe I have some, Guards of Khazak Doom, which are actually in the city. These guys were the advanced force. Even though they're super heavily armored, you would think they would slow. They sprinted to this castle to get in and tell the elves that help was on the way, and they will die here if needs be. So if we look at the enemy armies really quickly, because I want to get started in this battle really quickly as the armies push up. We have some Guards of Orthanc. These are the elite spearmen of Isengard, really good. We have some Uruk-hai right here. Then as we go back down the formation, we have some Uruk pikemen, some Uruk crossbows, some more Uruk pikemen, and some wargs, and a catapult back here. So we've got 1 catapult over here. We also have some berserkers as well, which are going to be a potent melee force, and then some more Uruk-hai crossbow back there. Then if we rush over to the other army, we have some of these Dunland clansmen. These guys are going to be the kind of cannon fodder of this force for sure, pushing up the siege equipment. Then behind that, we have some Uruk raiders, which are the Uruk-hai archers. As we go further back, some more Uruk raiders. We have some Urukai raiders, the melee infantry. We have another catapults. There's 2 catapults already. And you guys know how OP catapults can be in sieges. We have some berserkers, some crossbowmen, some swordsmen, and some pikemen. Basically the same, you know, they're both playing all the same faction, or all 3 of them are playing the same faction. So it's very similar forces. Over here we have some Uruk Reavers. These guys are good armor piercing units. We have some more Urukai in the enemy force. A bunch of these Uruk crossbowmen, which are currently dueling, I guess exchanging shots with the archers. As we move back, we have 2 catapults. So overall, the enemy have 4 catapults and a ballista. UD player, who is also a YouTuber, I'll link his channel in the description as well as Apollo's. Yeah, he bought 2 catapults and a ballista, so a pretty elite force. He also bought 3 units of these guards of Orthanc, or 2 units of these guards of Orthanc. No, yeah, 3 units. Sorry. So yeah, really elite units here. He's gone for a much smaller army, whereas the other 2 have gone for a much larger. So yeah, it's going to be extremely hard for us to deal with that. And that's pretty much all the unit comps. So let's go and get in there, as the catapults luckily miss. I think he's trying to smash down this wall originally, and that's going to hopefully, you know, allow him to get his soldiers in a bit more effectively. I'm obviously okay with this because it means that he's kind of using his ammunition on trying to destroy a part of a wall instead of trying it on our men. As the elves just look glorious, unleashing hell on the soldiers. I'm not sure how many they're trying to take out. There's another 4 catapult shots missing. And that's really good for us because when it comes to it, there's not a lot of space in the actual fortress itself. So eventually, there's not going to be a lot of space to really maneuver men, and soldiers are going to clump up. So because of that, that's going to allow the enemy catapults to unleash a barrage of fire on us, and that's not going to be good. So Apollo's going to bring back his infantry and his archers from the front line, and he's going to be pushing them back as fast as he can so not to get caught on the wall. Some of his light archers are, however, getting caught on the wall, which is really unfortunate. I think that for whatever reason they were really struggling to get off. Apollo is going to try and rush them off because we have some Urukai ready to start storming the walls, as the gate is getting smashed down as well. I always thought that looked so awesome as the gate just gets absolutely just rammed. I also think it looks really cool in Attila of Total War as well. I mean, you know, that's such an iconic thing, you know, in Minas Tirith when the gate was getting smashed down. It was just such an iconic image in my head, so it's glorious to see that once again. Over on this other side as well, the other siege towers are soon to be at the walls. However, we have managed to kill quite a few of these soldiers on the lead up, especially over on this right side. There's actually, you know, the guards of Orthanc. They're a really, really expensive unit. So the fact that, you know, we're getting this tower up pretty quickly is going to be super beneficial. And obviously you can see my army down here waiting to reinforce Apollo. The gates are down now, so that is going to allow UD player to move in his Reavers, which are, as I said, an excellent armor-piercing unit, which is kind of nice that Apollo hasn't brought up, you know, a heavily armored unit, because these guys maybe will do a lot more damage against someone else. Also, Apollo's archers for some reason charged forward. I'm not really sure why they did that, but the battle is going to kick off here. The melee is going to start. His archers are going to be running away now. Unfortunately, I think a few of them are going to die there, which kind of does suck. But the spearmen are going to be, you know, just slowing these guys up. And again, one of the main things, we think that if my army, you know, can arrive and get into the city, we will win the battle just because of the sheer eliteness of the dwarfs. However, it's whether Apollo can hold and like minimize the casualties. At the moment, these Reavers are actually doing really, really well against the spearmen. I'm surprised. I thought the woodland, they're just Silvan spearmen. Yeah, they're just the Silvan spearmen. I thought they'd do much better, but at the moment they are actually really, really struggling. As well as that, Apollo has some axemen up on this hill. I believe you can't actually move upwards here to go onto this this wall. So because of that, his axemen are kind of just stuck up here right now. The central army is only just about getting closer now. A lot of his army is really far back right now. So the main engagement is going to be over here with the Reavers and the woodland spearmen, and over here. We can see that the guards of Orthanc are now starting to get on the wall. A few archers are kind of stuck now, and I assume they're going to be cut down very, very soon. But this Isengard player has to be really careful, because obviously he'll have my army moving into his side. So he kind of doesn't want to commit everything straight away. He definitely does have to be careful there. We've got another siege tower getting ready to move up over there. Any second now, that siege tower is going to come down. I believe Apollo is going to start moving his archers off the wall. Make sure to drop a like and a comment on this video as well if you guys want to see more Third Age in the future. You know, I always love playing Third Age because Lord of the Rings is obviously absolutely amazing. So if you guys do want to see it, please do let me know. You know, if these videos start doing really well, then maybe I will do a lot more. There's loads of Uruk-hai on the walls, and I believe UDPlayer has also brought in his crossbows as well. The Axemen are moving into position right now. They are getting shot in the backs. That's really bad for us by the crossbows. That's smart by UDPlayer for sure. I'm surprised none of these soldiers have come off the walls yet. Oh, we get another gate is getting smashed down right now. That is not good. I believe Apollo is moving several men to go and support this, though, however.
Blast their eyes! The enemy's ram is through our gates!
Another gate is down. That's going to allow this Isengard player to move in all of his forces. I think he also has fallen back the second unit of Silvan Spearmen. No, the second unit is still here. Yeah, the second unit is still here. However, they are taking a lot of damage. A lot of damage indeed. They are also dealing a decent amount of damage as well. I'm not going to lie, they did do pretty decently for Spearmen, for lightly armored Spearmen. They slowed this Isengard advance down, which was really the main goal of it. The archer, the crossbow force, though, is going to be really painful. We have some of these Dunland veterans coming in. They're going to be fighting Apollo's Axemen right now. The woodland warriors. And we're also going to have some archers charging in as well from Apollo. As that guy just gets absolutely wrecked. As well as that, some of Apollo's archers are going to be getting caught on the wall. These walls, you know, the problem with this fortress was it was the fact that the pathfinding was just so difficult. Meant that, you know, we were running into a lot of issues. However, it does mean that the enemy is going to be running into a lot of the same issues that we were struggling as well. But at the moment, these elves on the wall are getting absolutely slaughtered. The light archers are just no match for these Dunlandings clansmen. They're just way too strong right now. If anything, Apollo needs to retreat these guys as quick as possible. As well as that, the battle for this gate is underway. I guess we'll call it the Western Gate. Yeah, the battle for the Western Gate is underway right now. We have some elite Silvan heavy spearmen here fighting, trying to hold up the advance. But as well as that, the soldiers are coming off the wall. Apollo does have one of the perfect units to combat these Guards of Orthanc. The Guards of Orthanc, as we know, have very heavy armor. So these Axemen are going to be good at piercing that and taking care of them. And I believe the 10 minutes are up right now, and my army is immediately marching. My dwarfs are going to battle as fast as they can. However, a dwarf does not march very fast. He walks to battle just like a good dwarf should. I'm immediately going to be setting my archers up my cavalry up as fast as I can, because I want to try and catch some of his soldiers and minimize the casualties I take as I advance. So my cavalry is immediately going to be getting sent up the hill. This is going to take me still a little bit of a while to actually get up here, but we do see that there are some Uruk-hai crossbowmen here, which are going to be easy pickings for my horsemen and a unit of wargs as well. So if I can kind of take this out, this will minimize the amount of damage he can harass me as I try and get closer and defend Apollo. You can see though the Uruk-hai are pushing in the west gate heavily, and I believe Apollo's having to send some heavy Silvan swordsmen as well. The Isengard player is using the walls to his advantage, shooting down upon Apollo's line, so it's pretty brutal. And that's going to be taking care of loads of our own men, the elves defending. As well as that, the central gate, the northern gate, is also under heavy pressure right now. So many Uruk-hai pouring in, and the Axemen are the only ones left there to hold it. I guess the eastern gate is completely lost now. The woodland soldiers have been pushed back, and they are no more. This is going to allow UDPlayer to push everything he wants into the city without too much harassment. I am sneaking around a unit of my Dale cavalry. I'm going to try and take out some of his siege equipment if I can. Just try to be a little bit ratty with that and just slow him up. But over here at the eastern gate, Apollo is getting completely overwhelmed The crossbowmen on the wall are just, causing him so many issues. And I believe he's having to fall back, to the choke point. He does have a catapult here, but he's having to move up some more of his elite heavy spearmen to the front just to try and hold back the advance. And I mean, that's a very, very smart move, just because the sheer amount of infantry at the eastern gate getting poured through. This is an entire army here. The fact that he's clumping up these soldiers does mean that Apollo, if he can load up his catapult, which I believe he is doing any second now, he's going to unleash that, and that's going to cause like a huge amount of damage. This is one of the problems for loading up all your soldiers. And here we go. What a huge hit right there. Just killing like 30 to 50 dudes in one shot. That was absolutely beautiful. Ripping through the Uruk-hai army. And that's one of the problems of clumping up your soldiers, is you're really vulnerable to that. And hopefully they'll reload as another unit of Silvan heavy spearmen just kind of march down the hill, ready to charge into that abyss. I mean, look at that though. There's a lot of soldiers down there, especially with all the crossbows coming in as well. That's going to be painful. My army has now pushed up the hill. We did have a little skirmish with some of these warg riders. We did manage to kill them. And he also has some crossbows up here, which my Dale cavalry are going to be charging into. Just to stop these guys from shooting, really. Because obviously they had a really good elevation shot at the front of my soldiers. So I just want to slow these guys down whilst the rest of my army advances. Because I am really clumped up right now. Just trying to get here as fast as I can. Because I know Apollo is starting to struggle for men. Now, obviously losing the eastern gate is going to be brutal. Or the eastern gate. And obviously now the north gate is starting to dwindle as well. The axemen are holding for as long as they can. I mean, that's one of the main things we just need these axemen to do, is just to hold down, slow down the enemy force so I can get my soldiers to the center of the fight, to the city. Because once my men are in the city, they are sturdy warriors. They will not give up this fortress lightly. And as well as that, holding them in place does allow Apollo's archers just to burn so many of these soldiers as they do try and advance. He is also shooting over here as well. They're going to be doing a good job at just volleying. But this at the eastern gate, or the western gate, sorry, they have managed to push up to a ramp. They are now using their berserkers in the front line. However, the Silvan spearmen are in a decent formation. They're in shield wall, which gives them bonuses. I believe they're in guard mode as well. So they're going to be able to hold this ramp. It's a very small area. And if the Uruk-hai player clumps up his soldiers, Apollo can use that catapult as well. And I mean, I am on my way now. My Dwarven army has arrived. I'm going to send half my army round this corner to assault this army, as well as trying to move the other half inside the city and trying to defeat this Uruk army. Because there's an entire army right here. You got to remember that as well. There's an entire Uruk army right in this western gate. So we have to deal with that. Dealing with his crossbows as well was a really important issue. One of the things I wasn't sure of is if I could use the... if I could actually use the siege ladders from, or the siege towers from the enemy Uruk-hai. I wasn't sure if I could, so that's what kind of delays me. I found out in like a couple of minutes that I actually could move my men up there, and I immediately started using their towers. Because in Attila, it's really weird, and that's kind of the game I play the most. I asked Apollo, he wasn't too sure either. So because of that, maybe my advance up these siege towers is a little bit slower. But my Vault Wardens are going to go toe-to-toe with these Uruk-hai. I think the Uruk-hai have longer pikes, so it's going to be maybe a little bit more difficult for me to push through here. But I mean, at least we don't have any burning oil pouring down on us. We've got to thank our lucky stars for that. But soon I'll be moving my soldiers up. And obviously we have a bunch of my forces over here. I have some Dwarven warriors, which I think I forgot to mention, which are going to get a really nice charge into the side of these Uruk raiders. And that's going to be doing plenty of damage on the charge. The Uruk archers, sorry, not the Uruk raiders. That's going to be doing, decent amounts of damage. As well as that, I think I did manage to sneak in some cavalry. I did indeed. I think I missed it, but we managed to get our cavalry round here. We snuck it inside the city, and we got a good charge off on the ballista crew. We're not going to kill it, which is unfortunate. However, we did do decent damage, which maybe makes it so that in the future, Apollo's archers can kind of finish these guys off. Because as we saw at the beginning, they have a load of catapults. They have 4 units of catapults, and we have one loading up right now as we speak. This is hopefully not going to do too much damage, but I see it's going to just do a plenty load. I'm nervous. Oh my god, oh my lord, look at that. That's so brutal. and we have to defend against 4 catapults. 4! That's
The enemy are
8
badly
individual
bloodied.
catapults
They have lost
and a
half their
ballista.
men.
So it's going to be hard for us to hold this. We have managed to kill half the enemy force, or at least half of one of the armies. The killing percentage right now is we've managed to lose 27%, and the enemy have lost 36%. So it's actually okay right now. However, it's going to get a whole lot worse soon as these catapults come up. The Vault Wardens are trying to push in, and I think the Vault Wardens are doing a really good job against these Uruk-hai. They're killing a lot more than I realized, and I believe my soldiers are also pushing up into the siege towers now. I'm getting some of my dragon guard up there, and they should be more than enough. As well as that, I'm pushing some pikemen up here as well on the walls. The main fight is going to kick off, though, in the field. So we have a siege fight going on, but as well as that, we have an awesome battle over here as my Iron Guard pushed down. I didn't want to just sit stationary and sit in the city. I wanted to make it interesting, so I decided that my Iron Guard were going to be charging out at this Uruk-hai army and trying to at least take care of some of these forces. I think it maybe would have been a much smarter idea for me to hold a more static line instead of charging down in drips and drabs, but I think it worked out fine anyway, because I could have just held this, surrounded this unit of Uruk-hai infantry and then pushed on, but I really wanted to take care of this catapult, and if I could kind of take the enemy off guard, then that would have really helped me out. The enemy player is going to be shooting some dead cow carcasses to try and lower my morale. So I could have just easily charged in the side of his Uruk-hai, and that could have definitely helped us out a bit more. The Iron Guard are going to be charging down in quite a dense formation. Nice. We also managed to kill one of the enemy generals as well. That's going to be at the western gate. As I said, we're in a pretty dense formation, but I feel like the dwarfs, just do really well in a dense formation. So they're going to be pushing down, trying to assault them. As well as that, I have some dwarven warriors which are actually shaken, probably because of a cow carcass, which you can see I'm actually trying to move around the side of right now. We are also going to be charging head on into pikes, which maybe might not have been my best military achievement. We have some Iron Guard, however, fighting some more Uruk-hai warriors, and I mean, look at that, it just looks amazing with the city as well in the background. I think that looks really good with the dwarves pushing, holding that line. If we go back to the city, we can see that Uni player's army is pushing on. We have pretty much dealt with this Uruk-hai army. Like, the army of Ranger is not doing too great anymore yet. He's pretty much lost all of his units. So that's good. The fact that we managed to almost take out one of the enemy armies is pretty good. We just have to deal with some men on the wall and then the men at the gate still. But once we deal with them, we should be able to clean them up. As well as that, there's a catapult in here, which hasn't done too much damage, I don't think, quite yet. And obviously, my plan is, once I've cleaned out the walls, once my dragon slayers, sorry, not my dragon guard, once my dragon slayers have taken out the soldiers on the wall, they're going to be moved, they're going to obviously come off the wall, help out Apollo in the center, and then my crossbows are going to be moved up into the wall position so they can get a better shot at the enemy. Because at the moment, they are currently just volleying over the walls, which isn't the most efficient way of doing things. I believe some of my axemen of Erebor are getting shot a little bit. Luckily, I haven't lost too many men, but they're going to be joining the fight very soon. I probably should have committed these guys a long time ago, as we have 105 Dwarven warriors running. That is not good. They definitely could have been used to help defend the line. My Iron Guard are slowly getting surrounded. No, this is not good for us. But they are taking down several Uruk-hai in the process. And they're also slowing up the entire force of this player. He could have pushed his army inside the city by now. So the fact that I'm slowing this up is giving Apollo time to kind of unleash his ammunition on the rest of these soldiers here. And also giving me time to get my crossbows up on the wall, which is soon to be a reality. As you can see, my pikemen are now pushing off the wall. I always found that pikemen are actually really good on the wall. I'm like, because they just can, there's such a small space, so it's basically like creating your own choke point. So I don't know if this is something which is known or something, but I just feel like their pikemen are just really good, like really good on walls if you can get them in the right position. Because it's just so hard to hit them, obviously, because they're just, poking away. I guess actually going up a siege tower, not so much, but maybe defending a wall if you just put them to the side. We have some of my axemen up against the berserkers. Oh, this is going to be a hard fight for my axemen fighting these berserkers. Because the berserkers are just ruthless warriors. And I think they're in berserk right now. Yeah, I believe they are berserking. That's why the flag is going off. I'm going to try and charge some of my Isengard into the back of them. We just need to try and whittle these down. The berserkers are just such a mighty force. You can see they are cutting down my dwarfs right now. As well as that, the rest of the Uruk-hai players moving up his force. I feel like I've done a decent amount of damage to him. I brought in some more axemen to try and open up the Iron Guard, because they are, obviously, as you can see, slowly getting surrounded. So bringing some axemen did help out, you know, slow that up. But more pikemen are going to be pushed in now. And maybe what I should have done here was just retreat these 78 Iron Guard back a little bit. Maybe rotate them round assault over here, because I'm going to be getting some crossbows moving up as well. I believe my own crossbows are getting up the ladders now, which is going to be really effective. As soon as these crossbows get up the ladder and they start shooting down, they have one of the most perfect shots off. But as you can see, look at that catapult shot right there from the enemy catapults. They just ripped through about half of our army right there, defending that. And that's going to allow the player, the berserkers, just a full-on charge at our soldiers. Again, that was just such a brutal. Fighting 4 catapults in a siege battle is just crazy. Luckily, Apollo managed to retaliate his fire and destroy a catapult from himself. However, Apollo has actually lost one of his catapults already, and the other catapult is slowly getting fought over right now. Yeah, that catapult is getting smashed. UD player, I believe, is charging forward all of his soldiers to try and claim this catapult. He knows he needs to stop it from shooting, and that's what he's doing. He's using his soldiers to push on. And luckily, there's not really a lot of resistance right now. There's only, you know, some archers. But as you guys can see, look at my bad boys coming down the hill. They are ready. You can see them. The guards of Khazak Doom are waiting for the order, for Apollo to give me the order to march down. And they just look really epic. Look at them. These guys right here. The elite forces of the Dwarven houses. They're so good. And there we go. I gave Apollo my oath. I was like, Apollo, I will take you back, because he lost his catapult. I was like, Apollo, my guards of Khazak Doom will take back your catapult. I give you my word. I swear it on the old gods and the new. These dwarfs will reclaim your catapult. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to push down the hill and try and take it back from the berserkers. Because that catapult is so important to us winning a victory today at this battlefield. So they're going to be moving forward. And they're either going to claim victory and take it, or they're going to die trying. So either way is good for me. Either way is honourable, and I'm happy with that. My crossbows are finally starting to pour into the walls. I mean, look how much of a slaughter the walls were as well. We definitely wrecked them there. So now getting these Dwarven crossbows up on this wall is going to give me just look at that vision right there. I can pretty much see the entire enemy army. As well as that, we have some Dragon Slayers fighting tooth and nail against some Uruk-hai back here. I'm basically just trying to buy myself time to get the rest of my forces inside the city. However, I am definitely running out of men now. I have some crossbow men left. Maybe, yeah, and we're getting slaughtered out here now. The external fight of the city maybe wasn't the best tactical decision. Like, it maybe would have been a lot better for me if I would have just moved all these troops inside the city. But I think you guys agree. It looked goddamn cool, and I wanted to spice things up. So that's exactly what I did. Maybe not the best decision for my, for us winning this battle, but it still looked pretty cool. But it's going to cause the end of my army. And I don't think it went too badly. Like, that wasn't a failure at all. We definitely killed a lot of the enemy soldiers. So I think that definitely went well still. My general is now going to move inside the city, and the rest of the crossbowmen are going to be pouring up. And here we go. The crossbows are going to be shooting now, and they should have just such a good vision of this. Yep, look at them. They're shooting directly down. The shooting directly at the enemy does so much more damage. My crossbows should be able to just unleash hell against these Uruk-hai. Unfortunately, I don't have as much ammunition as, say, the Elves do with my crossbows, but I still have plenty. So these guys are going to be doing so much damage. And here we go. Another volley coming in. As I just stand on top of my dead dwarfs. Oh my god, that catapult hit just ripped through our lines again. That's another catapult. There's just so many. But Apollo did manage to get his catapult out. My guards of Khazak Doom rallied to their king coming inside the city. And I managed to help, with the help of the dwarfs, push back the enemy advance. We reclaimed our catapult. And that was just so epic. Like, the way I was just like, Apollo, because we were getting pushed back on every front. I was like, Apollo, my dwarfs will go down and I will claim you that catapult back. And they came down and they just completely pushed the enemy Uruk-hai back. And it was just really epic the way it happened. And we did manage to then push this back. You know, it's something like from the movies where some forces just rally forward and manage to push the enemy back to reclaim a position. It was just so cool. And the guards of Khazak Doom are still on 91 soldiers, so they haven't lost too many. That catapult obviously hurt out quite a lot. But I mean, there's just so many catapults. I believe this player hasn't moved in his catapult yet either. As the dwarfs, the remainder of my dwarven forces, I think there's 3 or 4. There's 9 of these Isengard left fighting to the death. I mean, I'm pretty proud of them fighting to the death. There's not much more I can ask of them. It makes me sad just seeing them getting cut down. But they slowed up this enemy force, allowing the rest of our armies to get in and fight hard. So the fact that Apollo's catapult has come back is hopefully going to mean that we can start using it against the enemy. One big hit, like say here, is going to be absolutely massive. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. As well as that, we are currently fighting over these enemy catapults as well, with the rest of my force moving in. The crossbows are obviously paying huge dividends right now, as they just shoot into the side of the enemy force. My guards of Khazak Doom are just a light in the darkness right now. Down you go, boys. Forward until dawn. Apollo is trying to reposition his catapult to get it to shoot again, obviously, because the catapult can be a little bit glitchy. But I mean, this is just beautiful. This is why I'm so excited for when Rise of Mordor finally does come out. Like, when we can do battles like this and have the dwarves do this, you know, just push back the weight. There's so many Uruk-hai here. Yet the dwarfs of the guards of Khazak Doom are still just making progress. Look how much progress they're making down the hill. They're completely pushing these guys back. They are rallying to their king, which is just watching right here. He can see them, even though he's turned away. He's turned away, and they're like, King, we're over here. That's hilarious where he's turned around. But you can just see him making so much progress. We're trying to create a united front. If my soldiers can break through here, we can form up as one big front and take the fight to the enemy. The balance of power has definitely shifted from the original battle. It was like a lot further down here. So we've kind of almost got it centered right now. Unfortunately, Apollo's catapult isn't getting the hits we would like. You know, one big hit would be amazing. Unfortunately, that is not the case right now. And a lot of the other enemy forces are still around here. The entire other enemy army is now being pushed in with another unit of goddamn catapults. We definitely should have put a limit on catapults this battle. Because it's just the thought. It's more of the morale damage it's doing to me as a player more than anything. Thinking, oh my god, we have to deal... Oh, that one missed as well. We have to deal with, you know, 3 units of catapults, a ballista, and then another unit of catapults coming in. It's a lot to deal with. Luckily, and we did actually waste a lot of our ammunition as well trying to kill these ballistas, because obviously they could do so much damage to our own catapults. My Iron Guard now are charging down. I believe these guys were out of ammunition. That's exactly the reason I charged them in. Maybe I could have used them a bit more effectively, but I really wanted to stop these Uruk-hai archers from shooting. So my dwarves are going to be moving in now. And hopefully, you know, at least slowing these guys up. I could have maybe surrounded these guards of Orthanc, but I saw the guards of Orthanc and been like, they're probably not going to rout if I surround them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay here, continue to shoot them with my crossbows, which are on the wall, and then just, you know, continue to put the pressure on. The guards of Khazak Doom, how many men are they on now? Let's have a look. 71, so I lost another 20 men trying to create a better border. But I mean, the line is pretty much created now. It literally is, bar like 2 soldiers. My dragon infantry, my dragon slayer infantry, and my guards of Khazak Doom are literally formed up now. That was such a beautiful charge, and it's stuff like that which just makes Total War come alive. When you have these epic situations, it's just so cool. So the pikemen are still pushing on. The pikemen will be doing good damage against these enemy infantry. The pikes can obviously do lots of damage at range and at distance. So, you know, the guards of Orthanc, the pikemen have a bit of distance on that, so they can just poke away. And that's one of the enemy armies dealt with. This is the army at the western gate. which we managed to defeat. We still have to defeat 2 more armies, but, you know, all hope is not lost. You know, rebellions are built on hope, and that is hopefully what we are trying to gain. But yeah, we managed to completely rout this army. My guards of Khazak Doom are reforming with the rest of my forces as my soldiers push forward. For some reason, I think I got a lot of men stuck here, and they actually get stuck for the majority of the battle, so that's kind of annoying. I wish I could have maybe used these, you know, I think like 20, 30 men which get stuck here could really have made a difference in this battle as the rest of my soldiers. Yeah, look, I mean, look how many men are getting stuck right now. It's a lot, and I can't really pull them back either just because, you know, I'll lose a lot of men who are charging forward. So me and Apollo are trying to make some distance now on the enemy. We can completely push down on the hill. That was an okay catapult hit. You know, it's better than nothing, but I think we'd both prefer bigger hits than that. My pikemen are doing a good job at going forward. God, this advisor is just not on our side one bit. The guards of Khazak Doom are now pushing forward. They just obviously stopped to talk to the king and their dwarven brothers who have reinforced. God, if that catapult could just, you know, rip right through here, that would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect. Apollo does have 46 men. Oh, no, how many men does he have? Only 7 men on his catapult crew. He does also have some infantry ready and defending up here. Some sentinels, which I imagine have run out of ammunition. Has his general right now pushing up. And some other light elven archers also. Oh, look at the guards of Khazak Doom. It's the fact that they're just so, like, they're so vibrant and colourful. They shine in the darkness. And you just see them just pushing against the dark tide. It just looks amazing. Especially with all the elves as well. You can see the elves up there. The catapult is reloading. And you got the elves charging down now. A catapult hit coming in. And I think that one actually did a little bit of damage. Again, it's better than nothing as Apollo brings down the rest of his forces to try and help us out here. If we completely rotate the camera, you can see the guards of Khazak Doom pushing on. Some of Apollo's archers are moving to this wall. I believe my crossbows are starting to run a little bit low on ammunition now, which is really unfortunate. But Apollo is going to be moving up some of his archers. I think he only has 1 unit left of ammunition. I mean, look at the death and destruction as well over here. The amount of dead already in this battle, and it is definitely not over yet. My crossbows are having to go in still and fighting it. As soon as they run out of ammunition, I move them up to the front because we don't have a lot of men left. The enemy are definitely running out of men themselves. This catapult, if we can get some big hits on the catapult as well, could be absolutely huge. The horn, that is no orc horn. That is definitely no orc horn. Oh shit, look at that, the huge damage. If we can get a few more shots like that, we can completely rout the enemy, and that's exactly what we're doing. We just routed a huge portion of the enemy army. That was so huge right there. We pushed back, what, that's like 400 Urukai right there. The balance of power is going to slowly shift. However, we are going to be pushing onto pikes now, which is going to be hard. I think what me and Apollo decide to do is we advance back up the hill because we don't want to charge directly onto pikes, even though we could have maybe outflanked them. But we don't want to get in a situation where this catapult can unleash hell on us. But yeah, look how many men we just routed. That was absolutely crazy. And the enemy force is starting to get whittled down. Like, we have run out of ammunition now, I believe, on all of our soldiers. And our actual infantry are very depleted. But all we have to do is defend this choke point. So that's exactly what we're going to try and do. Apollo has some of his missiles up here, which are still fighting kind of as a rear guard to allow the rest of our more elite troops to actually get the hell out of there. And I believe all these archers are out of ammunition anyway. I have some crossbowmen who actually run out of ammunition. That's enough. We captured the enemy general as he tried to rout. Oh, we will. Don't you worry, advisor. We will. or will we? And I will tell you, if you're like, oh, the defenders have obviously won this. This battle is really close. It goes down to the wire. And another huge hit there by Apollo's. Oh my god, his catapult just ripped through the enemy line. Ideally, what needs to happen now is we need to fall back with our troops, right? Or if anything, we maybe should have pushed on the advantage. Obviously, they still have a catapult crew here.
Seems almost certain.
The defeat still seems almost certain, apparently. The catapult crew right here, and there's another huge hit, killing so many soldiers. My god, Apollo's catapult did so much damage. There is still another catapult up here. This catapult could do so much damage if it unleashes hell, because we don't have a lot of men left at all. We have a few guards of Khazak Doom which are up here. There's only 31 of them left. They are on shield wall as well. Again, they look amazing. They really, really do. Oh, look at this battle. Look at the death. It blows my mind. Medieval 2, I feel like, does such a good job at just showing the sheer scale of this battle. Look how many dead as that catapult comes in. That would have been so huge if he would have actually managed to hit a catapult and take it out. Apollo is pushing on his Silvan archers, and I believe that this is where the battle desynced. So that meant that I wasn't controlling any of my soldiers anymore. So maybe if I was controlling my soldiers, me and Apollo could have pushed down here and assaulted these guys on the side. Because if he can get one unit of catapult shots along here, that's going to rout all this infantry. If Apollo can just get one decent hit here, and then my infantry were there to reinforce, then maybe we could have won. So from now on, I don't really know what's going to happen in this battle. However, if he can push down and do this, if he can get one big hit, we might be victorious. So yeah, as I said, this is where the desync occurred. Oh, did it hit? Did it hit? It did hit as well. Such huge hits. God, catapults are just so brutal in sieges just because of this sheer amount of clumpingness you have to do. My pikemen are trying their best to defend this catapult. I got some Vault Wardens up here. I have some Iron Crossbowmen right there, and the Guards of Khazak Doom as well, and some Dragon Slayers. So we actually do have a decent force left. Obviously, the Isengard player still has a decent force left as well.
The enemy force remains.
But we are definitely whittling them down. We're down to 84% of our forces, and they're down to 82% of theirs. I feel like if I was playing right now, me and Apollo could have charged down here and wiped these guys out and helped out this unit of swordsmen which are fighting so bravely. Because at the moment, they're currently just being smashed in the side. And if obviously, as I said, I mentioned it a million times, because of a desync, me and Apollo weren't able to kind of coordinate our forces and push on. Because, these Silvan archers are struggling pretty heavily to deal with this, this huge amount of Urukai. However, if I was to charge down my Dragon Slayers and my Guards of Khazak Doom into the side of this, we could have cleared out all of this, pushed down the hill, because you guys saw how much distance the enemy had. Reclaim this catapult, again, like the Guards of Khazak Doom did the first time, and use it against the enemy. However, UD player is going to be... Oh, no, Odin, sorry, is going to be pushing back his catapult. This is the catapult over here. I guess all the other ones have been dealt with then? Are we missing a catapult? Or are all the catapults there? I guess all the catapults are there in the battle right now. The Berserkers are making their way to the front. Yeah, I definitely think this battle was winnable. I mean, I'm not sure if we do win or not, obviously, because how, I don't know how the battle ends because of a desync, but I definitely feel like me and Apollo could have won this if we were both playing. Reclaiming this catapult, pushing around the side, helping out these swordsmen. I believe I have some crossbowmen still just sitting here taking shots. Getting these crossbowmen down off a wall and charging in, I think, would have been really important. Look at that elf as well, right there. He's like, no, I'm melting through the wall. Hold the line. Hold. The Guards of Khazak Doom. Where's my general as well? My general is up here as well. God, maybe because... Oh yeah, look how many men right now. Look how many soldiers I have here glitching out. This is what I was saying. I have so many men here just stuck on the catapult. that I could have just done, like, I could have used all these soldiers so much more effectively. And I think at this point, me and Apollo kind of just gave up and charged everything forward, just solely because, you know, we were like, oh, it's the desync, battle's going to be messed up, we're just going to whatever, you know. We're just going to charge in and hope for honor and glory. Which does really suck because, you know, if we were still playing, and I think one of the main mistakes we made, which obviously wasn't in the desync, this was before the desync, is I think after we routed all them Urukai, we should have just carried on pushing on the enemy forces, brought our catapult up, started doing them huge hits on them. Because, you know, the enemy force is definitely getting depleted. They have 1, 2, 3 units in reserve. Yeah, is that literally it? Yeah, they literally have 3 units in reserve. Obviously, they are, you know, one of them's an archer unit, 2 of them are half-decent infantry. But, I mean, if we would have just carried on pursuing the enemy, I think we would have claimed victory, even before the desync, maybe. And, I mean, victory might still be at hand as well. Definitely might still be at hand. This left flank is obviously looking a little bit scary, but maybe reclaiming this catapult, because the catapult is taken now. Oh, it's reloaded. Come on, the money shot. Where is the money shot? Oh, please. Oh, no, it missed. That could have literally have been the game right there. If that would have just hit, if it just hits down this line, that would literally rout all of these soldiers. They're tired. A lot of them are steady, but, you know, a massive catapult hit like that. And the guards of Kazakh Doom have again done what they have given their oath to do. And they have reclaimed that catapult with the support of the elves as it reloads. Come on, please. Please reload and shoot. Because I don't know if we're going to win, if we're going to lose. So this is actually pretty exciting for me. Come on, please just rip through the enemy line. Oh, that would be so beautiful if you did. Oh, it destroyed a catapult, but I think we need to be killing infantry more than anything because the catapults aren't really doing much. Or maybe they are. Maybe they are about to reload this one, and that could be pretty big. More elves pushing down. I think some of my dwarfs are routing. My dwarfs are exhausted, yeah, that's for sure. As our men move forward, we're definitely putting up a huge amount of fight on the enemy force. We could win this. Oh, we destroy the other catapult. Yes, come on, boys, forward. Rally to your king. Even though the king's probably stuck back here with like half his unit. Think of how many men are here right now. These extra soldiers could be helping us out. No. Oh my god, this battle is so epic. Do we have any shots left with that catapult? Because that could still be pretty huge. Because, I mean, we are running low on men. They are pushing in everything they have. We are pushing in everything we have. Yeah, we still have shots left with the catapult. They don't have any more catapult left. If we get one big hit here, it could literally be the battle. Oh, we just missed as well. We did hit the broken catapult. Come on. This is such a close battle. This is probably one of the closest Medieval 2 Third Age battles I've played. So if you've enjoyed this and you're still watching up to this point, I commend you. Make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. I super, super appreciate it. And I definitely salute you. What an awesome, awesome battle. I think Apollo is trying to reposition his catapult so he can maybe hit the guards of Orthanc back there. Come on, boys, push forward. If we can rout them, that would just be amazing. I mean, look at the amount of death as well up the hill. We pushed down, we got rebuffed back up the hill, then we pushed down again. Got pushed back up the hill, then we pushed down once more. Come on, catapult. Give me the money shot. We can see it reload in the distance. Come on, just rip through these guys. End this battle here and now. That's what I'm looking for to do, and it did! Oh my lord, how awesome was that? Killing a huge amount of these guards of Orthanc. Now that's not the most, I think the most amazing shot would have been if it ripped through the infantry because it would have routed them. However, hitting the infantry of this general unit is going to be pretty big itself. Oh my god, look how close it's come down from all the soldiers. I think we had about 13,000 men fighting in this battle, and we've come down to just what you're seeing on the screen right now. That is pretty crazy. I think maybe the catapult is out. No, it's still got ammunition left. Oh my god, I love it. I absolutely love it as we push on. The pikemen are going to be such an issue, though, to deal with. They are really just advancing forward. Oh my god, that was a huge hit right there. Routing some more soldiers, some missiles now going from the battlefield. There is really not much left for either party. This could literally go either way. The banter power is shifted in our favour. And I'm just going to reiterate, I don't know what's going to happen. Because this is a desync, so the units are kind of just acting on their own. So I'm so excited to see how this battle ends. I definitely see us winning. If we are playing right now, we would 100% win this battle. I feel like we've definitely won this battle. Unless maybe one of our general dies or something. I think victory. Hashtag defenders always win. Come on. Come on. Don't. Oh, this catapult, I can see it just ripping through our own men. Don't do it. Don't do it. Zoom in and watch the fighting. My god, this has been such a good battle. I think this has been my favourite Third Age battle of all time. Just because of the way this ending has happened.
Defeat seems
almost certain. Are my dwarfs running? No. What are you guys... AI, please, no. AI, what are you doing? No. Oh, catapult just missed. AI, please send my troops back into the fight. Please. The guards of Kazakh Doom are still fighting. They've created such a big gap in the enemy line. All the enemy infantry are shaken as well. If we can just rout them. Why are these Vault Wardens falling back? No. And these extra men here as well. I think my general's here. Yeah, my general is here, so he's keeping him alive. But this is so annoying because all these soldiers could be so important. Why the Vault Wardens? Get back into the fight. Every soldier is so important. The catapult, by the looks of it, is out of ammunition now. That is bad for us. If we had these soldiers right now, 34 Vault Wardens. If they were back in the fight, I think victory would be ours. Oh, look at the guards of Kazakh Doom. They look so glorious. Just fighting hard. They've created a bubble around this. So that's how good they are. Guards of Kazakh Doom, hands down, my favourite unit in this game. Just the sheer skill and armour. It brings me back to the good old Tug of War days. It really does. Obviously, the Isengard general is in this as well. As more soldiers start to rout, I think we're going to claim victory here. I think we are. If the Vault Warden's gone back in, please say the Vault Wardens have gone back in. I think they have. No, they're not. They're still just sitting here. Why are they sitting here? This would literally claim us victory on this battle.
Our men have taken control of the castle.
Nice. We've taken control of our own castle. I'm not sure why we ever lost control. But I think victory...
Our men no longer command the castle.
What's going on here? No, there's some dwarfs up here. If this battle ends, you know, right here, I'm going to claim, because it does end in a couple minutes, I'm going to claim victory here for sure.
Something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems
because they have 42 pikemen, 46 archers, and some guards of all flanks. So they have about 140 men left, and we have very similar. If my pikemen came into this battle, I think victory would definitely be ours. I'm not sure how it's going to end. Because my general can't die. My general's all the way back here, glitching out in the catapults. But I feel like we'd easily rout these guys. Because their general is very depleted now. 38 left in his unit. I feel like we'd kill his general because he's right in the front line. And that would rout everyone else. Yeah, especially because these archers are on... these archers are shaken as well. So no matter what happens in this battle, I think I'm going to claim victory here. We're routing some more soldiers. I think we're routing some archers now. The catapult crew going. These pikemen are actually a pretty hard force, though. They can definitely do a lot of damage. But my Vault Wardens are finally coming into the battle. And so is my general now as well. Pushing on. I mean, hopefully my general doesn't die now. But I mean, the enemy general must die. Surely. 28 spearmen left. He's kind of pushing into the city centre for some weird reason. They don't have any men left whatsoever, surely. Some missiles there, some pikemen there, a few pikemen down here. As my general charges in, he rallies to his men. Fighting archers. Actually being attacked from behind, which is going to be doing damage to him. I'm just so excited to see how this ends. Do our generals die and then the enemy win, or do we manage to push on this and claim victory? Because we are starting to get around the flank now as well. Where's Apollo's general as well? Is he in the front line? I can't find him. That's his unit right there. My spearmen moving up. That's going to be pretty big. Oh, our general died. No. No, our general died. Is that going to rout our troops? Because obviously my soldiers wouldn't rout because they're dwarfs. But I think the battle just ends. Oh, that's such a shame. That's such a shame. Yeah, because me and Apollo both commit defeat because basically what was happening was that our soldiers were up here. I'm going to claim victory there. Even though it says that we lost, I think we would have won that 100% if we could have carried on playing after that desync. And that was just such an epic way to end it. Unfortunately, our soldiers do push through. But I mean, look how many men they had left. They really had like 100, maybe a little bit more. So if we look at kills, we can see Apollo killed 3,400. That's pretty impressive. I killed 2,000. Let's look at the kills. This was Apollo's replay he sent me because mine didn't work. So we can see Apollo's kills. Yeah, his casualties inflicted were pretty huge. 280 with these warriors. His catapult getting 250. God, what an epic battle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to drop a like and a comment if you did. It was a real shame about the ending like that, but I think we would have won that. If you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments down below. Or let me know if you think the Urukai would have won that. And I guess I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.